Hey, good evening, Bears fans. Looks like I am solo tonight. Welcome to House Hall Report. We have a lot to cover. So we had some guys who are busy. I'm going to do this though tonight. In the comments, here's the link if you want to come on and join me. Let people on the show tonight, so I don't have to totally fly solo. But we got a bunch to talk about with not just the game coming up this Sunday at noon in Cleveland, but a couple things leading into that. I'll start off with number one. The report that came out today, Jalen Johnson is being signed to an extension. If you have not heard that news yet, let me bring up the details because I saved it because I actually think once in a while. Jalen Johnson, sources cite that the Bears have offered him a 5 year, $93 million contract extension that he is prepared to accept before the Bears get on the airplane and go to Cleveland. So that's one piece of good news business. All right, someone's saying Facebook user's been debunked. I've seen it multiple different places. That's just what I heard. So if that's been debunked, please let me know. I guess Facebook user says it is. Um, I don't know if 93 million would be right for 5 years. However, that seems like it would be about what the rate would be uh, for the season. The other report I just saw a few minutes ago come across the wires is that Yannick Ngakwe suffered a broken ankle, will require season-ending surgery, and is out for the remainder of the season. He won't get to his 8 sacks, which he's done with every team he's been with prior to the Bears. And of course, I'll also call into question whether or not we will re-sign him in the offseason. I think that was kind of questionable to begin with, and now I think the chances of him getting signed are even a little bit less likely. Um, I'll dig more on the Jalen Johnson thing. Like I said, I saw a couple reports on that. If you say it's been debunked, I'll kind of roll with that for now. Let me check one other source really quick while we're here. I'll do the Adam Schefter thing and check while we're live. Also, links there. Feel free to hop on, join me tonight. We'll talk some Bears football as we get ready for Cleveland this weekend. And yeah, I'm not seeing anything there. Let me double check one more thing. Of course, what's going to be interesting about the game this weekend is Joey Flacco, of course, is back. Um, After sitting on the couch at the beginning of the season, now he's back and the starter for the remainder of the season for Cleveland. So that should be very interesting. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else on that Jalen Johnson, so I'm kind of uh, likely to say, yeah, that's more of a debunked um, thing. Let me check one other thing with the feeds here. Yep, Ngakwe, that is confirmed though. Yannick Ngakwe is out. So that one I can confirm. And yeah, the JJ thing, I'm not seeing anything. They would be all over this. So, all right, so let's talk JJ. The fake report was 97 million over 5 years. What do you guys think? Do you think he'd be worth that money for a top end uh, cornerback in the NFL? That's going to be a discussion that Poles going to have. It looks like we're going to be looking for a corner if we don't re-sign him. We definitely need an edge rusher, and of course more depth, and of course maybe a safety to replace Eddie Jackson. So those are some things we need to look forward to post this season. Now, playoffs. Let's talk playoffs for a minute. Can the Bears make the playoffs? The short answer is yes. We can be a dark horse pulling in that final seed. However, there is a lot that needs to happen. Some of it pretty realistic. Some of it you need some teams to basically lose out. So our chances of making the playoffs are there. Yes, if we win out, we can make the playoffs, but we need a ton of help from other teams. And then the other question becomes: do we want to be the team that limps, basically barely gets in, not have as good of a draft pick, or do we just hope for a strong finish and have two really good draft picks in the draft next year? So those are a couple things to think about going forward on that. The Bears can make the playoffs, but let's not get all too excited saying we're going to make the playoffs because really it is completely out of our hands to a degree. The only thing we control is whether or not we win out. The scenarios with which the Bears would need to get to the playoffs are like 5, 6 teams deep with basically, um, I think we need Green Bay to lose out. We need, or I think Green Bay and Minnesota need to split at minimum. And there's some other teams that have to do some things too. So the odds aren't all that good for that to happen. So right now, the big news today, of course, Yannick out. That's going to affect the pass rush for the Brown against the Browns. Who are the Browns? I mean, they're one of those teams that 1 week is really good, 1 week's really not that good. Their defense is really good. Their offense has been the question mark, but Joey Flacco last week showed pretty good. He can manage the game still at 38 years old. We're down now one of our best pass rushers, so this game gets interesting. So in the comments, let me know what you guys think. What's the score of this in the game? What's it going to be like? Or just come on here and join me. So I'm not flying solo tonight. We have, this time of year, work issues, traffic issues. It's winter, roads are bad. Not down here in Florida. Let me see what else I got for you. Then we can talk also a little bit. These are the old stats, but I haven't gotten to upgrade. This does not include last week. That was coming into last week. The fact that DJ Moore is still a top 5 receiver in the league with this anemic offense that we've had most of the year is pretty impressive. So I'm pretty happy. I'm sure most of you are with that as well. But what would you like to see different? Would you like this to see as we get closer to the end? Are we looking at a Marvin Harrison Jr. draft or trading the first pick in the draft? And then we need to talk about, the other things in the offseason. As far as last week goes, big win over the Detroit Lions. We did what we should have done the first time around, right? We didn't take our foot off the gas. I think the fact that the Lions played better in the first half and made it a game kind of made it better on us for the second half. We didn't let our foot off. Of course, Lions fans all week. First thing Monday morning, Russell Wayne in the main event. Oh, the missed call that had to have been intentional grounding, but wasn't intentional grounding. Oh my God, that cost. They're crying about it, saying they weren't crying about it, but they were crying about it. And after that play, we have we get them to jump off sides. Adrian Hutchinson jumps offside, find DJ Moore for a touchdown or a free play, kick the ball off. They fumble a snap. We're first and goal in the 7. Put another touchdown. Game's out of reach. I know I was still going well because this Lions team is pretty offensive, but for whatever reason this year, we seem to have their number. Jared Goff has 8 interceptions over the last 4 weeks or so. 6 are against the Bears. So there's something to be said there as well. The way the Bears defense is playing, we just have his number. But once again, what did you guys see in the game? What did you guys like? What didn't you like? Did the coaching staff do enough to save its job this last weekend? Is Getsy safe or is Getsy still in the hot seat? I still don't like Getsy as the OC. But hey, we've won 4 or 5. If we win out, is Getsy safe? I think Flus is already safe just because of the defense. But if we win out, is Getsy safe as the OC? It looks like we need to hire a defensive coordinator in the offseason because you're not going to have your head coach be the head coach and DC his entire term in Chicago. So we'll probably see that. But is the rest of the coaching staff safe? What do you guys think? I think, unfortunately, the way it's going right now, Getsy's safe after this week. If we win out, I think Getsy keeps his job, which will probably make a lot of Bears fans unhappy. And he'll probably be the first one on the hot seat for next year. But the Bears you've won 3 out of 4. It's hard to let go of a coach that's starting to make the team turn the corner and win. So, what are we going to do with that? Is Getsy gone? Is Getsy going to stay? Once again, give me your thoughts in the comments, and we'll go there. There we go. Good old Butters. What's up, brother? Cam, depends on the next 4 weeks, but I don't see him staying. I'm with you. I would like to see him gone. He obviously corrected from the prior game when pulls really the same thing over. I don't think I saw one screen crash almost the entire game. He adjusted based off criticism. So I mean, if he continues to adjust and then we win, um, it's gonna be hard, I think, to fire him. I like to see him gone. I'm with Cam on this one. I don't want to see him stay, but how do you fire the guy if they turn the corner and all of a sudden the offense is really good the next 4 weeks? And we're playing a really good Cleveland defense. So if the offense puts up numbers and shows out a little bit, it becomes harder once again to get rid of them. So once again, I'm going to throw up the link here in case it didn't. And if you want to hop on. We can talk some Bears football. I don't care, or football in general, no matter what fan base you are. But we are talking about the Bears tonight. Getsy's just a tough. I think Flus, for those watching, I think we can all pretty much agree Flus is not going anywhere anytime soon. He might start the year off in the hot seat next year, but I don't see the Bears firing him and letting him go. So this game, and we got Cleveland this week, and then we still have Arizona, and then we have Atlanta, and then we finish off in Green Bay, who lost a huge game against the Giants. And thank you, New York, for losing that game and making our number one draft pick even that much more secure. For those not tracking, there's 4 games up in the season. Carolina has 1 win, and then there's a couple teams with 3 wins. So if Carolina loses the next 2, we're almost all but guaranteed the number 1 pick in the draft. If they lose the next 3, we are guaranteed the number 1 pick in the draft. So we're looking good there. Thank you for the Giants for beating the Packers. It might have just killed their playoff hopes, dreams, and aspirations. So we'll see what happens there as well. But playoffs for the Bears, I don't think it's going to happen. The scenarios are too vast, and there are too many things that are out of our control. All we can do is look at what we've done the last couple games, winning back-to-back division games. First time the Bears in the net in a couple years. First time for Eberflus, who hadn't even won a divisional game until the Vikings game. Now he's stacked 2 on top of each other. Montez Sweat is coming out talking very favorably about Flus, so that's another reason the players are talking him up. So I don't see Flus as being fired. I'm with Cam. I don't see Getsy staying, but like y'all said, depends on the next 4 weeks. So that's kind of where we're at right now. We'll keep looking for news on any extensions. Thank you for pointing out that Jalen Johnson one was debunked. I didn't see the debunk. I just saw a couple different sources post that there was a signing. I guess it's the hard part is verifying sources these days, right? Other than that, we're going to be about done here today. Short show. I just want to come on, let you guys know we didn't forget about you. Big game this weekend. Then we got to finish out strong, try to see if we can win out, put ourselves in position to be a 8 or 9 win team, which is where I thought we'd be anywhere between 6 and 9. It looks like we're going to hit that mark, and then we're off to the off season to do some finishing off the 2-year plan. Ngakoue out, broken ankle, gone for season. I doubt we re-sign him. JJ needs to be signed. We possibly need to find a replacement for Johnson. We need another edge rusher. So we got some things to look forward to, see what the Bears are going to do in the draft, but mostly we got to see what's going to happen this week. And I think the keys of the Bears winning is that offense, getting the ball out of Justin's hands quickly, not letting that front 4 of Cleveland get to him, not running -3 yard screen passes all day. If we can do that kind of stuff, I think that we can win this game. Our defense is one that is now a top-ranked defense in the league, so we can apply some pressure there, make Flacco make some mistakes. Flacco's a pretty good quarterback, though. Mistakes are going to be a lot harder than with Goff. Goff was pretty easy. So that's what we're looking at for next week. I'm not going to lambaste the Lions too much. They already know they're eating their crow. They are who they thought they were. They may win the division. They may not win the division yet. And then they're probably one and done in the playoffs. Hey, great on them for having a good season, doing things they haven't done since 1963. But at the end of the day, as we've seen at the end of the season, that Lions team is not built to go deep into the playoffs. We should have beat them a couple weeks ago. We did beat them this week, and I want to say pretty convincingly. The Lions fans, some of them are trying to say that they lost the game more than we won it. No, we dominated them on defense. We pressured Goff in the mistakes. We pressured Goff in the low throws. We pressured them in the situations they didn't want to be in and to make mistakes and to create penalties. Don't let Lions fans tell you otherwise. They got their asses handed to them by a Bears team that's been building up all season. And that's where we're at. So that's where I'm going to end it for tonight. Thank you for the few who have come on, jump off. We will be live pregame at 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern, and then we'll go into the Bears-Browns game on a separate feed after that. For Mike, Woody, the other Mike, Dan, and the gang who couldn't be here tonight, thank you guys for tuning in. Be safe. Get ready. Christmas just around the end, and bear down. Be safe, everyone. Enjoy the game. Remember to like and follow Mike the Bear Fan, House Hardport. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It doesn't take much, but it helps us out a ton. Sorry the show was short this week. It's almost Christmas, man. Everyone's got a ton of stuff going on. I barely made it here myself tonight, but just everyone be safe. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll see you all on Sunday.